Today I'm going to show you how to do three-point lighting, which is a very basic lighting tutorial. The point of lighting with photography is to flatter and to create a three-dimensional feel within a two-dimensional image. The three-point lighting setup is the most basic. We use three lights to replicate the way we see outside. So we have a key light, which replicates our sunlight. It's what creates the shadows. We have a fill light, which replicates ambient light, and it fills out the shadows created by the key light. We then have a background light, or a backlight, which we use to cut the subject away from the background. Normally you'd start any lighting setup with a key light. For the sake of this tutorial, however, I've decided to start with the darkness so we can see exactly what every light's doing. So for the first light, I've put down the backlight. The backlight's just a simple slash of light across the black background paper in this case. So we've added the key light at 45 degrees to her face. You'll notice that half her face is lit whilst the other half is in shadow, and there's some quite hard shadows cast by her nose. So what we do now is we fill those shadows out with the fill light, placed about 90 degrees to the key light in this case. The fill light's usually a little bit softer and a little bit dimmer. We now have the basic key, fill and backlight setup. It's very versatile and it's a really good starting point when you're learning to light. To make it a bit more interesting, I've added the second backlight. This is called a 3/4 back. It's placed camera right, facing side of her head, and it provides what we call a kicker light or a half rim light. You can take that even further by adding a second light, camera left, doing the same thing on the other side, which produces a full rim light. You'll notice that this is the same lighting setup as used by the top photographer Rankin in this image of Kate Moss, where you'll probably notice he's created an extremely iconic image, but with a very simple lighting setup, one that you could recreate at home. Once you've understood the basics, you don't need to stop there. You'll notice on this image of mine that I've keyed the far side of her face, whilst instead of putting a fill in, I've just put in a projector projecting some musical notes. So hopefully it helps. Don't be afraid to subscribe, and I'll put some more videos up soon.